Hey, Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. If you want more in 2026, more money, prosperity, success, creativity, and joy, and abundance, then this is the reading for you. We're going to take a look at your 2026 money and career energies. So welcome to the channel, or welcome back, Taurus. So awesome to see you here. My name is Stella Wilde, and we are going to dive into many different oracle and tarot decks here to give you some information that you can use, because using the energies changes everything. So please keep in mind, Taurus, that these are general readings, and if you really want an exact look at your specific money situation, then you can book a money activation reading with me. I look at your astrology chart and give you some insights. The link to do that is in the description. And yes, Mr. Bobo, the Taurus himself, is here for you, my Taurus friends. All right, Taurus. So the first thing that we are going to do is dive in with this wealth code activation deck and get an energy that might be important for you to tune into and use the energies with in the year ahead for your money and career manifestation goals. This has a planet on it and a bunch of keywords, and then we'll pull some tarot clarification cards for you as well. And then we have a whole slew of more things that we are going to look at for you. All right, Taurus, how are you all doing? I hope you're doing really well. What do we have here? Ooh, we have Jupiter. We have the teacher. To know is to grow. Oh, I love that for you. The idea of growing, that's very Taurus. Knowledgeable, intelligent, growth-oriented, trustable, is that a word? Understanding, communicative, compassionate, prosperous, ooh, we love this, social, inspired, self-aware, generous, considerate, and virtuous. To know is to grow. The more you know, the more you do grow. Jupiter, is an energy, yes, that is associated with expansion and growth, teaching, learning, education, philosophizing, finding out the truth. So it does say the teacher here. So you could be the one doing the teaching, or you could be the one who finds a teacher who's going to give you lots of information that you could benefit from. It could be both things. So, wow, that is beautiful. Notice that there are two people on this card, though, in this illustration. Jupiter is often associated with guardian angel energy, spirit guides, also, yes, teachers. I don't like the word guru because that implies you're giving your power away. But somebody who absolutely could give you what you need to inspire your life in some exciting way. Okay, but always it's about what you do with the energies, right? The best teacher could be totally inspirational, give you lots of info, but it's always up to what the student does with it, right? Okay. But also it could be important for you to share your knowledge and wisdom in the year ahead, also as a way to grow your income, grow your success, grow your public profile, whatever your goals are. All right, let's clarify this. This is beautiful. Now, I am going to be looking at Jupiter energies a little later in this reading. But Jupiter, until June 30th, will be in Cancer, your third house of writing, speaking, teaching, networking, and sales. And then it will go into your fourth house of home, foundation, and roots after that in Leo. All right, so let us see, though. Let's clarify this teacher card. Bobo is tuning in. Tune in, Bobo. Look at his little face. The Emperor. Wow. And the Two of Wands. This is beautiful. Wow. Two very strong Aries energies that are showing up here for you. So, Taurus friends, look at the Emperor. And he has, in this particular deck, scrolls, books of knowledge and wisdom in his hand. And in the Two of Wands card, we have two treasure chests, I like to call them, and a key is opening up one. And in the normal tarot, I call it the normal one, the Rider Waite deck, or the, Pamela Coleman Smith illustrations, there is the person standing on the veranda in between these two wands, but that person's holding a world in their hand. Jupiter is often associated with world energy because of his emphasis of travel, ninth house, etc., exploration. So, the world could be at your feet when it comes to this energy of learning and sharing knowledge. There may be some sort of international connection or travel connection for you as well. Also, Jupiter ninth house energy, just in general, is a lot also about the internet. So that's also possible of you taking advantage of technology, online stuff as well to teach or learn. All right. But this is fantastic. So this is gateway energy, this Two of Wands, and you are contemplating, there's that, holding that globe in your hand of what is the key to unlock your future in this regard. I mean, we can look at teacher as you could be taught a lesson by the universe in the best way, not in a bad way, but in a way of this is an opportunity for you to learn and grow and step into a different season of your life because you're learning a new lesson about what you're capable of, like that type of thing. Because we have here this card of great authority, the Emperor, and it's Aries energy, Two of Wands, Aries energy. So I feel like it's very possible that April could be a pivotal month for you. But it really is about something here of you stepping up into your own authority, into some sort of leadership, independence, autonomy, and also this sense of being very brave and fearless, going for it, going for something that you really want in this regard. And yeah, maybe you need to learn a little bit about it first before you can fully engage with it, but that's okay. But this is a lot about your own self-initiative with this Emperor. And then also this Two of Wands, which is very instructive in the sense that Taurus energy, you tend to look before you leap, right? And the Two of Wands, that person standing there contemplating and examining that globe and thinking about it before they're going to make a decision to activate the vision that they have in mind or the vision they decide to choose and move forward with. So I think this is very interesting. And as it says here, self-aware as well. Being very aware of your own power and your own capabilities, the Emperor, and your own mind, what you're willing to go for and commit to. What's interesting is the Aries energy here is your 12th house. And 12th house tends to be a house of endings, completions, wrap-ups, sometimes exile or isolation. So what this could be saying is it's time to step out of that. It's time to awaken to your own capabilities in some way so that you don't keep your power, Emperor, hidden, right? So like something like that. Everything's a metaphor when we talk about these energies. To know is to grow. Now, here is the thing. The Emperor sometimes can be stubborn because they do know a lot, because otherwise, if they didn't, they wouldn't have become an emperor. But they can sometimes not allow outside opinions in, sometimes. So what I would say here too is don't get too caught up in that you know everything. Still be open to possibilities here of new information coming in with this Two of Wands, a key that can, as it says, shows in this card, that could unlock additional information that might be beneficial to you. That's all I'm saying here with that particular energy. But all right, Taurus, let's see what else you need to know. 2026 money and career activation energies. And I think for those of you who are in the writing, speaking, teaching, networking, sales area of life, you could be choosing some new thing you're going to be doing based in your authority and competence It could be unlocking a new treasure trove of skills or resources or ideas that have been kind of percolating in the background, but you're ready to launch them into the world. What do we have? Oh, we have influence. We have Mercury in Libra, excuse me. Interesting, we're getting Libra showing up here. It's kind of your sister sign since you're both ruled by Venus. Okay. I'm going to pull another one. I'm just going to talk about this card. I don't want to clarify this one with tarot. This is what I'm feeling. If you look at this card, you see there's kind of an Adam and Eve figure here, and then there's a big snake over there. And we are wrapping up the year of the snake. We start the year of the horse the middle of February. Snakes are classic energies of temptation. The Mercury in Libra, and the card is called influence. And sometimes the shadow side of Libra is that they are overly influenced by other people's energy, and then they can't make up their mind. And again, this is the shadow side, or they put everybody else's needs before their own, and then they wonder why they feel the snake. They've betrayed themselves. So I feel, since we just had the card, the Emperor of Authority, there's something here to shed the snake of any people-pleasing tendencies, of other people's excessive influence in your life, the people-pleasing, or thinking more about what they want from you than what you want from yourself. I think that is a very important thing here to just keep an eye on, and maybe give yourself a deadline with the year of the snake here ending soon, that you're going to shed that layer. If that's something that resonates for you, you're not going to be doing that anymore in your life. You are going to exist in your authority. All right, Taurus, let's pull another card from this deck. We are not going to clarify the influence card, but I think that was important to look at and to mention just quickly. All right, let's see what else is going on. We have Venus in Cancer. We have birth, number 4. Beautiful. So what new thing might you be creating in your life? This may be happening also while Jupiter is in Cancer in that 3rd house. And Cancer energy is your brain energy. It's the 3rd house of the writing, speaking, teaching, networking, sales, the communication, mindset. So there could be something new that you are creating with those things that you're birthing into the world, that you're cooking up with your brain power, Taurus. Let us see. There you are, Queen of Pentacles and the 6 of Swords. Okay. This may be happening, I think, May into early June. It's possible, because we have your energy showing up here. So maybe it's something around your birthday that is going to help you ease some sort of mental burden or stress that you've been having, maybe around money. I also feel like I'm getting a buzz that you're finally getting off the fence about something that you've been deliberating, which ties in with our 2 of Wands that we just had earlier. And it's like the relief of finally making the decision of what you've been focusing on, and finally having the information in your hand, maybe the resources in your hand to do the thing you want to do, which is begin something that could be quite significant for you. And because we have your 3rd house showing up here, the Venus in Cancer, it's something you want to grow with love, right? It's something that you want to invest your emotional energy into, the Venus. And also Venus, money. Like, money loves joy. I say this all the time on the channel. And that's so, that's what I feel here with these energies. Whatever you're creating, whatever you are moving on to and easing stress in your life has the greater potential to manifest, Queen of Coins, when you are focusing on it with love and joy and devotion and your authority and your creative energy. When we continue to focus on what we don't have, it's just more of what we don't have. And the desert of lack is there. Birth does not happen in a desert of lack. It happens in a garden of becoming and plenty, right? So it's about the focus of that, having your mind be a garden of plenty and possibility rather than your mind existing in the pessimistic desert of nothing's ever happening. You see what I am saying? And that's why I also think it's interesting that we had that Mercury in Libra before as well, because that snake on that card could be this temptation to think negatively, or somebody's feeding poison in your ear, because there was two people in that card that we had before. And then they're making you doubt that you can do something. You have a lot of power coming out in this reading. Your focus can achieve great things. Assertion, Sun in Aries, more Aries energy showing up here. And in this one, there's a warrior slaying a dragon. So I really feel there is something here for you to address when it comes to any fears you have about asserting yourself. Because again, that Aries energy is your 12th house of things that are hidden behind the scenes. This is not a time for you to be hidden behind the scenes. It's about healing, perhaps visibility issues. And teachers, that's the thing too. Teachers are visible. Like, they need to stand up in front of the classroom. They need to be up there with the PowerPoint. They're right there talking to you. Like, it's like they don't hide away in the shadows. Whatever, if you're being the teacher or you're being taught to, it's not like you're going to be, hidden away. So, all right, let's see what we need to know about this assertion. And this idea of bravery. I think you're being gently guided out of a comfort zone. And this has been a theme, actually, that's been coming up a lot in Taurus readings that I have done recently. So I think it's very interesting. Knight of Cups and the Nine of Cups. So this has a lot to do with shifting into the fact and changing your emotional landscape to greater optimism. Asserting your optimism and your wishes, your positive energy, these beautiful cups here, rather than dwelling, as I was saying before, in a pessimistic, glass half empty mindset. And I also think too, it's possible that you might be changing your desire in some way of what you want to go for in the year ahead with your money and career. And this assertion could be slaying the dragons of fear, because you are changing your mind. You're changing your heart about something. And maybe you have to kind of convince yourself a little bit, pump yourself up, cheerlead yourself up to the fact that you can do this. You can do this if your heart is really set on it. But there, there's just, I don't want to say it's a test of bravery. It's an affirmation. Like, how do we realize we are brave? How do we realize we have self-worth? How do we realize, XYZ? We often realize it through experiences that we have and how we act, how we think, how we process through, how we deal with certain things. And then we see, oh yeah, you know what? Actually, I took a risk. I stood up for myself. I was brave. I'm proud of myself. I did that. And then the next time it gets easier. And the time after that, do we still maybe get a little nervous? Sure. But it doesn't stop us. I think that's the thing here too. And this slaying of the dragon, which is showing up in this Aries, Sun in Aries card of assertion, not letting dragons, which is a big metaphor for, were dragons real? I don't know. Maybe they were. That's a discussion for another day. But dragons could be a metaphor for illusions, right? That take on this big importance in our lives when really it's just a myth. All right, Taurus, let's pull another one from this and clarify with tarot. Bobo is just, determined he's going to be up here today for you. He's a Taurus too. He wants to be involved in the Taurus energy. All right, let's see what we have for you. One more in this deck. And we have indecision. We have Venus in Libra. So we had the Mercury in Libra before. Now we're getting the Venus in Libra. Again, I feel it ties back with what we were saying before with the indecision. Ruminating about what other people want, what other people value is going to cause confusion, and it's not going to create the type of abundance that you would like in your life in the year ahead. Money loves speed. Money loves clarity. And this is the opposite of that. So I think there's something to take a look at here. And the thing too is the Venus in Libra, that is your 6th house of work and well-being. As we had the Libra before too, the indecision. So there could be something where you're waffling about making some sort of decision about your daily work life, your well-being and how it relates to your finances, that type of thing. So there could be a potential situation where you may need to be very clear and assertive of your own needs, especially and what you deserve, especially when it comes to money that you're earning on a daily basis with a job if you have one. So that's another possibility with this. And if they're not paying you enough, do you need to make a decision about that? Step into your authority with that Emperor and say, it's not okay. All right, let's see what we have here. Bobo keeps trying to get things off the tray that I have on my table here. He's being very bratty. Okay, let's see what we need to know for you. Look, the Taurus, the Hierophant, and the Sun. Wow. So this is very plain. We're clarifying the card indecision. The antidote to that is choosing yourself, choosing your own happiness. And that is the main focus and driver of the energy here. And this really ties back also to the Queen of Coins energy, which is your energy that we had before. When you focus on your own goals and needs and wisdom and what you're trying to build and your own knowledge, and not get swayed by other people's stuff, that is where you grow your personal power and your personal happiness. And so there is a commitment to your own joy here. Do not be concerned that these cards are saying with other people's shenanigans and what they're maybe trying to influence you to do, because it may go against the very thing that would support your well-being. And I just don't mean your physical well-being, although that's possible from what's showing up here, but also your financial well-being, your creative well-being, your ability to be visible and shine. So there is a very concrete decision here to commit to your own visibility with the Sun, your own joy, your own assertion of your ideas, your knowledge, your assertion to create your future for yourself without other people, that double Libra energy, trying to confuse you. And we also have Jupiter in Cancer, your 3rd house of making decisions, the writing, speaking, teaching, as I was saying before, until June 30th in that house. And then Jupiter moves into Leo, your house of foundations, of home life, and also just, financial foundations in your life. So let's see first what we need to know about Jupiter in Cancer for you, Taurus. What is important for Taurus to know? We have the Empress. We have creativity. Wow. We're talking about your 3rd house. We got the number 3, and it's the Empress. What this is saying, and we had the Emperor before, we have both of them now, the yin and the yang, the energy of flow and the energy of assertion. Both of those things, knowing when you need to dive into your creative flow, when you need to put things out there and stand in your authority. It's both things. When things are ready to be put in the world, when they're ready to be incubated, etc. So this is the energy to really dial into the next 6 months and use, according to this tarot deck, the energy of Venus, the Empress, the creating your wealth, creating your assets, creating the things you want to teach about, or the things you want to sell in the marketplace, whatever it might be that you're trying to do in your money and career life. But this is a time of creative incubation, making the things, having the plan of what you're going to do with the things to put them out in the world, your ideas, your creations, right? And then probably when Jupiter goes into Leo, putting them out into the world so that you can build a financial foundation. But let's pull a card for Jupiter in Leo now. But isn't that fascinating that we got the number 3, the Empress? Now, that is your 4th house. There might be things going on with your money life in relation to, where you're living, how you're living, and who you're living with. That's possible. Jupiter tends to bring opportunity to expand. It's not always a guarantee of like you're going to get money or whatever. No, it's more, it makes things bigger. So let us see. We have going with the flow. Isn't that beautiful? Creativity and going with the flow. Both of these are your energies for working with Jupiter. And we had that beautiful Jupiter teacher energy that showed up as our first card here. When you tap into your natural talents and abilities, Emperor, what you're very, very good at, you're going to unlock something new with this 2 of Wands when you are just dialed in and going with the flow. It's about flowing, not forcing. So if you are trying to figure out how to get that raise, how to make the more money, how to get your business making more money, whatever you're trying to do, your investments, where do you see and feel that the flow is there? This is not about forcing. Yes, we had the assertion energy before, and we had the Aries. Yes, we did. But it goes back to knowing when to flow and when to assert. And the Jupiter is saying expand into creativity and flow. What is natural to your energy, and then knowing the balance between those two things. Because that's what flow is too. Sometimes flow is faster. It is more assertive. And sometimes it's more meandering and slow and little, bubbly. If you think of water, right? The different ways that water can move in terms of its flow. So that's what I would say here. And really dialing into your emotional energy of where you see the flow expanding, work with the Jupiter energy, right? Versus where you feel it's starting to feel like it's getting choked or something like that. Like, when water goes through a hose and there's a blockage and then, something like that. We don't want that. Just pay attention to where things are moving and where you don't have resistance. That's the thing too. So I feel very excited for you here with this Taurus. I really feel like there's some brand new things that you're going to be creating and developing in your life. And you have the opportunity to really monetize your mind, your creativity in whatever way you so choose. So write down your good ideas. You might get things percolating in your dreams or when you're just out and about. Make sure you got your notes app or something to write it down because you could have genius ideas with Uranus moving into your 2nd house of money. You could have genius money-making ideas that kind of spring out of nowhere. And you want to make sure you capture and write them down because, with Jupiter transiting that 3rd house of your mind, you could just have floods of ideas coming in, especially with that going with the flow and the Empress energy that we just got also. Taurus, thank you so much for joining me. I would love to hear in the comments how you plan on using these energies. What are the creative things that you are going to be percolating in the year ahead in order to grow your money and success? I would love to hear. And remember, if you want me to take a personal look at how astrology is activating your money life right now, then consider booking a reading with me. The link is in the description. Love you guys. Thank you for your patience with Bobo. Take care. I will see you again soon. Look at now, he's a little angel over here, right? Stella Wilde and Angelic Bobo signing out.